your nose in it. I'm authentic, real name, no gimmicks, no game, no scrimmage. I ain't playing with you niggas.
Everyone, it's the Nation of Podcation Daily Podcast. I'm O'Shea. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Fat Joe and Jadakiss talk about the real reason that Biggie got shot in LA after the Tupac killing. Now, as we all know, that was when hip-hop was at its all-time high. It was at a real point where folks was really retaliating against each other. You had Death Row, you had Bad Boy. There's all types of rumor and innuendo. We know Jadakiss and the Lox, they were with Bad Boy at the time, and Diddy was having everybody fly out to that Soul Train Awards out in LA. Something just didn't feel right. And allegedly, this is all alleged, Suge Knight sent one of the Blood gang members named Poochie allegedly out there to off Biggie. It was really supposed to be Diddy, but he ended up getting Biggie instead. Wild work. Let's take a look at this clip from Jadakiss and Fat Joe as they discuss it on their new show, Joe and Jada. Let's tune in.
But that hurt me because I was like, these was the guys putting on for our neighborhood and couldn't believe somebody killed them. Senseless murder. Which was the one that, out of all the hip hop, which is the one that got you and you was like, wow, like I can't believe this happened?
By far, for me, it's Big. My first time, the Lox, it was our first time in LA when Big got killed.
Well, so y'all was out there.
We was at the
killed.
party. We was with him before, the day before. We was in his
Did you not feel like it was
in the
dangerous?
saddest time at one time.
Did you not feel like it was dangerous being in LA and he had the East Coast, West Coast beef? And
I felt it was dangerous, but we really didn't know how to, you know what I'm saying? We didn't know what was really going on. We knew that shit was going on, but we never been there. We thought we was heavily protected. We thought we was good. You know what I mean? We thought we was the same way we kind of was, because we had Bad Boy in, we had D in them. We had a different kind of army brigade with us. We had extra. We had extra protection.
Shout out to D and Ice Pick J. You know,
Rest
they
in
saved
peace.
my life, Ice Pick J. He saved my life one time.
I heard that story.
That's a real story.
Heard
they
about
was gonna get me. And, I had a lot of beef with the West Coast. I'm probably, and we're not stirring nothing up, but I'm probably the only rapper from New York that had physical beef with the West Coast, like real physical war. It went down, right? So when I go over there, me and Pun out there for the Grammys, there's 1 million cop cars in the street. And, it was like gang beef. So they had a guy with jerry curls, a bubble goose. It was hot as hell. And the gun was to his ankle. I don't know how there's 1 million cops out here. They don't see the guy, O-Dog from the fucking Menace to Society. Like the man in the middle of the street dripping the fucking jerry curl juice with a machine gun, with a bubble goose on in the summer. And we don't rat, but I'm looking like, Jesus Christ, don't nobody see? And he looked at me like he could not go back to the hood without clapping Fat Joe. Not clapping, killing me. He had a machine gun. And so it's 1 million cops out there. I fucked up because we at the mansion. We knew whatever was gonna happen, don't go out over there, and we still, like dummies, went out. Shout out my brother Tone Patron, held it down, all of us. And so I'm sitting out there and the guy's there. There's a girl standing next to me and she sees what's going on and she looks at me and says, a girl from New York, she said, "Nah, I'm sorry." She was like, "Joe, I'm sorry. I'm sorry this is happening to you." Like she could probably see like death in my face. Like the guy was trying to figure out how to shoot me and get away from the 1,000 cops, but he couldn't go back to his hood without shooting me. So he was like, he looked like a dog in rage. And then out of nowhere, the door opens and D comes out. And D comes out, he's like, "Yo, Crack, what's up, this and that?" And I looked at him, I said, "Yo." I just nodded the head. D from the Rough Riders, he looks over there.
General.
The general looks over there, he looks back at me, he said, "That's for you, Crack?" I said, "Yeah, it's for me." He said, "Yo, Ice Pick is gonna turn this corner in a white van. Y'all better just get in there, get out of here," right? So the van pull up. Ice Pick ain't even know he was saving us, right? He was coming around to get D. The van pull up. We got in that bitch. like the fucking painting from Good Times. You remember Good Times? They had the shit where everybody was dancing sideways and shit like that. Good Times. Like, yo, we slid in that motherfucker. Yo, God was with us. It was crazy. It was like 6 or 7 of us. We got in that bitch and left in the van and looked back. That guy was so confused. He didn't know where the fuck we went. Cause it was like too crowded. We got in the van. I was like, yo, Ice Pick, thank you. You saved my life. You don't understand this. He was like, what happened? I said, yo, nigga, I had the machine gun. They ready to clap us. This D told us to get in there. So he took us to the mansion, which a couple of blocks away. After that, we were safe. We went to the Grammys with guns on us. Me and Big Pun, that picture that you see us looking like superheroes, we actually had hammers on us in the Grammys because that was too much. We stepped outside. The point is, the danger, you know, is always there. I think of Big L, right?
Rest in peace.
All right, Nation, there you have it. Like I said, that was a real time in hip-hop where hip-hop issues were real serious. None of this internet stuff, none of these Twitter fingers where folks will say one thing and then apologize for it later. None of that stuff. If they saw each other, it was always beef. It was always problems. It was always issues, especially the way Pac handled the situation in Vegas with the Crips, who was already paid for by Sean Puffy P. Diddy brother Love Combs. And then it looks like allegedly there was some retaliation in there involving the gang member Poochie with getting Biggie / Diddy. They was trying to get Diddy allegedly, but they ended up getting Biggie instead. Crazy, crazy work. Nation, what do you think about Joe and Jadakiss podcast? What do you think about Jadakiss comments? What do you think about the whole Biggie situation, which is still somewhat unsolved? The streets kind of put it together, but it's still somewhat unsolved in a lot of people's eyes. Nation, y'all let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on your way out.
I'm authentic, real name, no gimmicks, no game, no scrimmage. I ain't playing with you niggas at all.